Great.
Okay, thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
We're all set. Okay, we're gonna get through basically all of our other open session items before lunch, and then we're gonna do Harvey's fiduciary training after lunch, okay?
Right.
So, item 9 is a consent agenda item, also item 10, A through D, and typically how we handle consent items is if there's anything that board members want pulled. I believe for 10A, we need Karen to read out, right? Is that right? There was an action taken by Benefits and Services. Are there any other items that board members want to pull before Karen reads her statement? Anything? Okay, Karen, do you want to read?
Sure. Benefits and Services Committee met on September 5th, 2019. The committee received a presentation on updates to the dues and insurance deduction program, and the committee discussed and amended the committee charter. The committee received the executive officer report. And by direction of the Benefits and Service Committee, I move to adopt the Benefits and Services Committee charter as amended.
Oh, do we need to take a vote? Okay, so it's been
It's on
moved.
consent.
We
Okay.
can do them all at one
So-
time if you want.
Well, no, I'm talking about what Karen just read. Do we have to,
They can,
hang on.
You could do that.
I can't
separately,
hear.
or you could just, now that you've read it out, you could just do the entire. Item 10 at the same time.
Okay, and then and 9, right? 9 and 10. The one question I have is, did we get the new version of the approved minutes from July 12th? Did everyone get those at their dais? Did you guys get it? Okay, great. The only correction was some votes weren't tallied in the boxes, so those are in there. So I just want to make sure we have a complete record before we vote. So we are voting to accept the consent items. All those in favor say aye.
aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? All right, so we've
Did you get
done 9 and 10. Information items, 11. Jennifer, I only heard one. Is that the one, Betty? Okay, great. Do you want to reiterate that for the record, for the board?
Sure, I have it as background and information on ensuring CalSTRS gets charter school contributions from the most appropriate source.
Any other? Okay. I'm sorry. Is there any members of the public with which to speak on item 11, 10A through D, or 9? Sorry, I'm not good at reading those gray boxes. Seeing none. New business, review of information requests. We've done that. Draft agenda for the next committee meeting. Let's take a look at that. You want to take us through, Jack?
I thought just maybe I'll make a comment about the whole meeting at this point for everybody too, Sharon, not just
Yeah,
this.
perfect.
Just as we time things out with Sharon and Harry for November, yeah, this is a convergence of a lot of big issues in November. So it is your biggest kind of board meeting of the year. Right now, including if there is an appeals committee, and that's a small question mark at this point, it would really be 3 full days of the meeting. So I have to ask you that now about your schedules. We were thinking actually a little bit different approach for the meeting for a variety of scheduling issues, but that first day in the morning would be appeals if it's needed, but it sounds like you have a
Sounds like we
fairly
are,
heavy
yeah.
pipeline, so I think
Yeah.
you all that are on the committee should think of that. But that would be 3 hours that morning at most. And then the rest of that day, I've talked to Chris, it sounds like we can make that work for investment committee on that Wednesday. And then all your other committees can be meeting on Thursday. And starting with a full board meeting at the end of the day, there's a compensation discussion that
Educational item.
that everyone feels should be around long-term incentives that I think everyone wants to be part of. So that was kind of intended for the whole board, really not the comp committee, but the whole board. And then Friday would be your board meeting at the schedule that we're looking at right here. So that's full for sure, but we always know November is the full day. And then looking at this specific agenda that for November, I want to just remember a couple items. We talked about a final approval around the operational budget, so Julie will be back at that. Also, the executive staff in a few weeks will be going through just internally bills that we could sponsor for next year. And so item number 3 is bills that we would include in our queue for next year, like the issue Betty raised, the investment issues that have been pending before us. How do we shape those? And what do you as a board want to agree to advance for January? So that's item number 3 on there. Brian would be back now with the details around shaping a regulation. and to see if that meets your needs. And then most, from my view, most importantly is item number 5.
I would agree.
It's an information item, and
Yes.
this is really back about our funding, and, Bill, I think you, and Keith, that would be new for you, you haven't done one before, but this is a presentation by our actuaries. It's not evaluation. This is all about the risk around the funding plan. And so they will be modeling, again, all the investment possibilities, where the risks lie in the portfolio, and really, again, testing, we're trying to answer the question each year, are we on track? Or do we have some kind of problem developing that would require us to talk to the governor's office or talk to the legislature? So all of our actuaries, internal and external, look at this issue, and it's a pretty meaty item. It's been this will be our 3rd or 4th year now that we've done that, since the funding plan went into place. Julie, this is also from my view, I love financial statements. This is the meeting where we present the audit and the financial statements to you, so that's very exciting. And then we will be doing the pension update that we all do for you. And then the risk management report is coming up that month as well. And is John Stanton coming in person? I don't know if those guys, they may have stepped out. Oh, are you over there, Grant? Is he coming in person for this? Okay,
Depending on the weather, probably, in DC.
okay. So as you can see, that's a pretty hearty agenda you've got there.
Make sure you eat your Wheaties, eat
Plenty of
healthy,
sleep,
get
get
plenty of
sleep,
sleep, get
Read
ready.
early, read often.
Great. Is that? November 3rd through 6th? Yes, right?
No,
Oops, sorry, I'm looking at the September agenda right now, sorry. Can you reiterate what the dates are, Jack?
I don't know. I'm trying to find it.
We're gonna have it come from the CEO, from the source, just to confirm. So I don't have it in
think
front of me.
it's on my calendar.
Yeah. Yes. November 6th through 8th. I have a draft of the agenda for November that you gave me, Jack. So I'm assuming it's,
Oh, I got it right. Yeah, you're right. Good. I feel good. Yeah, 6 through 8.
okay?
Yep.
Is that all you have, Jack?
So some of you do come in for briefings and things, that would just kind of flag that in your mind. That means you'd really
Might
have to look
come
at
a day
a Monday or Tuesday of that week if you're looking for some added information.
Good.
That's all. Yeah.
Great.
I always remember it as a scary meeting. You know,
November?
Well, it's right after Halloween.
It's a
and
full,
all the
November is definitely
risks
full.
and things. It's a
Scary meeting.
Frank.
Scary meeting.
Yeah, 2020 is
The
going to be.
scary meeting. I've not heard that one
I
before.
think you could definitely view the
Are we
2020
gonna dress up
November
in
meeting as
costumes,
scary.
Karen? Are we gonna do
That might be a crime, that might be a crime.
Frank?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Just want to make sure, Treasurer Ma made a request about having an educational hearing on the oil and gas and the AROs. Is that included already?
So
or-
did you, the email that Harry and I sent out, so why don't we talk offline about that?
Okay.
We can, I thought we had talked about that, but we can talk about it. So, yeah. All right, I think that's it. So what I'd suggest is we are gonna take a break for lunch. It is, gosh, 12:20, come on. You guys are so good. So why don't we take a break for lunch until 1 o'clock? I hope that's okay with Danielle in the back there. And then we're gonna, and then at 1 o'clock, we're gonna meet next door at the American River Sacramento River Room right next door with Harvey from 1 to 2 for fiduciary training, and then we'll go into closed session, so.